Well, on the one hand, the Catholic Church committed itself to a set of dogmas, that is, binding beliefs, unchanging beliefs, that were and still are contrary and against the Reformation. The Council of Trent was the response of the Catholic Church over against the Reformation, and the Council issued dogmas related to the doctrine of justification by faith, rejecting it and giving it a very different account of justification, basically rejecting the view that we are saved by grace alone, through faith alone, but rather the view is that we are saved through an ongoing journey made up of divine grace and our contribution, resulting in an uncertain end. And it has put all this teaching into a dogmatic form, with a dogmatic status, that is, unchanging status. It has also committed itself to the view whereby God's Word comes to us through the Bible and tradition, and therefore committing itself to a different source of authority. And these Tridentine dogmatic pronouncements have never been overcome or changed, and they cannot be. On top of that, after the Reformation, the Catholic Church has issued 3 more dogmas that were not part of the discussion in the 16th century, but are now part of the body of teachings that a faithful Catholic needs to believe if she wants to be a faithful Catholic. In 1854, the dogma of the Immaculate Conception of Mary. In 1870, the dogma of papal infallibility. In 1950, the dogma of Mary's bodily assumption. These are all dogmas that are binding beliefs. These are not opinions. These are not majority views. These are binding beliefs for the faithful Catholic. And so the dogmatic commitments of the Catholic Church have become even more distant and, in a sense, worse than they were in the 16th century. And so there's been no real reformation going on according to the Gospel, because the Bible was not allowed to be the only authority, and the core elements of the Gospel were not appreciated in all their strengths and in all their biblical value. And so the situation now, in one way, hasn't really changed since the 16th century, but actually there is a sense in which it has even worsened, because there are 3 more dogmas that are completely out without biblical support, and yet the Catholic Church has committed itself to consider them as binding beliefs.